All right, y'all. Let's move on because we already know who's the breadwinner in this next topic. Let's talk about Nicki Minaj and this whole drama surrounding her $20 million LA home. So multiple reports have been going around talking about how um her mansion is at risk of being sold off doing a massive unpaid debt. So her and Kenneth Petty were supposed to, I think it was like there was a guy that sued her, basically said that she was they were assaulted by Kenneth, sued for some money, ended up getting, I believe, $500,000 in the ordeal. Nikki was supposed to pay it. Nikki hasn't paid it. The person is going back to court and basically saying that they want the house. So they feel like the house needs to be repoed so they can go and get the money owed, which I don't think is going to happen. I did see somebody had the nerve, the unlitigated gall to say, oh, I don't think she has to pay. Okay, clearly you're a barb because you don't get to tell somebody that, oh, you commit something, the court tells you you got to pay off something. You're like, oh, I don't need to pay it. Says who? You don't get to make that determination. The lower is the lower. Even though there's people out here who just do whatever the hell they want anyway and get away with it, or they go to jail. So Thomas Wyden Mueller claimed in court documents obtained by Page Six that the Anaconda rapper and her husband, Kenneth Petty, had refused to pay him the more than 500 grand they owe him after he filed an assault lawsuit against the registered sex offender. And every time I bring up, he wasn't that registered. He's not, so he don't need to register whenever he leave the state or he go to California because the paperwork says otherwise. Now, while White Mueller has now asked the court to help him collect the money by placing Minaj's 11-bedroom Hidden Hills, California home up for sale. The dwelling is subject of a $13,258,000 mortgage lien and a $722,151 homestead exemption, together just under $14 million, the court docs read. The property current fair market value is appraised at $20 million, yielding approximately $6 million in equity beyond the lien and exemption. That amount is more than sufficient to satisfy the judgment, plus accrued interest in enforcement costs. White and Muller's legal team claims in the docs that the sale of the pop star's home would satisfy the entire judgment with millions to spare. Now, Minaj, as y'all know, was a global music superstar, estimated to have a net worth of anywhere between 150 to 190 million, and is reportedly the highest paid female rap star in the world. And she should be, because she's worked hard to get to that point. The problem that a lot of people have with her is the overall insecurities and the attitude, and the fact that you just a rude ass bitch to a lot of people, particularly your female contemporaries, starting with Little Kim on down. And we ain't even need to go back into the whole thing of Little Kim basically going on the Breakfast Club, what was it, like 13, 14 years ago, where she was telling y'all about it, about her, and y'all called her all kinds of crazy. But now when it gets to this point where she's fighting with 50 million damn people a year, now Charlemagne, dumbass, all of a sudden want to wake up. Oh, I apologize. Take your apology and shove it up your black ass. How about that? Do that. Because we don't care. Then you can't just come out all of a sudden 13 years later and not want to listen when somebody who's experienced a thing with somebody is telling you about this person, but you ain't want to hear it then because now they get coming at your ass. And it's over. And I hate that about people when it's just like, oh, so you only care once it affects you. Because she wasn't the only one. I mean, she got into it with Mariah Carey on American Idol. So you can get into it with Cardi B, Little Kim, Lotto, Doja Cat, back and forth with Azealia Banks, her bipolar ass. She don't know which end is up with her, so we didn't even include her because you can't just come out with 6 songs and call yourself a rapper. So we don't exclude Azealia, but you go in there and you got into it with every Megan Thee Stallion. You got into it with so many different female rappers. Anytime somebody comes out and it's like you should be at a place because you said this out of your own mouth that when somebody new comes up, that you should embrace them and welcome them with open arms. But sis, you should be doing the same thing. But no, you want people to literally bow down and kiss your fix a flat injected ass. Ain't nobody got time for that. I'm not kissing nobody ass. Like I'll show you homage, pay you homage, I'll show you respect and all those things. But what we not going to do is I'm not literally out here kissing them. I don't kiss nobody ass unless I'm in the bedroom and the man I'm with want me to put my face in his ass. Now, outside of that, I don't kiss somebody's ass unless permission is granted. So now, when White and Mueller worked as a security guard for Nicki's 2019 concert in Germany, he claimed Petty sucker punched him in the jaw. The incident allegedly occurred after the Starship's MC, born Onika Mirage, berated a female security guard for allowing a male fan to get on stage during the show. Minaj allegedly yelled at the guard, calling her a F and B while recording the belittling exchange. Now, White and Mueller, who was the head of security for the evening, said he stepped up to console the crying guard before approaching the barbershop, the next cut actress, to discuss the alleged incident. Who do you think you are? He claimed Minaj yelled before allegedly throwing her shoe at him. Oh, she would have got the shoe back. Now, Muller then claimed that Moment for Life rapper verbally raided him in a room before Petty punched him out of the blue, breaking his jaw. Due to the alleged assault, Muller claimed that he had to undergo 8 surgeries to repair the damage on his jaw, which involved inserting 5 plates to his face. So the judge awarded Muller 503,318 for the damage under the default judgment. Minaj and Petty tied the knot, as y'all know, in 2019 of October and welcomed their son in September of 2020. Well, good on them. And he's 5 years old and things. So there, look, just figure out a way that you can be able to get your money. I don't know what it's going to take for them to actually pay up, but if she wound up losing her house, says that's not what you want. I mean, trust and believe, she's got the money. She could be able to pay it off. But my thing is, I would have been like, why do you always got to clean up your husband's mess? But then again, she contributed as well by throwing shoes and being nasty with the mouth and all that other stuff. So that wasn't the only thing that she went around here that was plaguing Miss Minaj. The next thing that was going around is she decided to go on social media and said somebody was out here using her American Express card, or Amex for short, totaling thousands of dollars. Now, I don't want to be the one to throw a little extra salt on the wound, but do we need to bring up Cardi Damas? Because she was out here spilling all your tea and predicting the fact that you need to be worrying about what's going on in your own house instead of worrying about my sales. So yeah, so she went on Twitter and said 3 different people in a span of 2 months charging my Amex without permission. This is what she wrote in a recent Instagram stories update, though she later added in a fourth person while further detailing her claims. They're all going to jail. Well, why would you post this on social media? I mean, you like calling the FBI whenever somebody threatens you. So why don't you go down to the police, I was going to say the police precinct, because I merged them all two together. Why don't you go down to the precinct and file the report if you have the evidence of somebody using your cards, or get on the line and report credit card fraud. Get you a new card. Tell them you didn't give permission for any of these payments, and have them exit out. But according to Cardi, and a lot of y'all online, a lot of y'all was saying the call was coming from inside the house, that she needed to check her husband, because she said the following. She said, quiet as it's kept, the truth is you've been diagnosed with schizophrenia and bipolar for almost 9 years, and you also on heavy drugs. She said the C word, but I like using booger sugar, perks, and Xanax. You don't listen to anybody around you. The only person that have the power is Kenneth Petty, but you know what happens with that Amex when you sedated. And she posted this 14 days ago. This was October 1st of this month. Well, obviously it's October 1st of this year. In another post, she posted, Dear Onika Tanya Mirage, this my last time responding to you, because this past Twitter now, I gotta see you. But first I'm gonna tell you truth. You said out of your own mouth that the little girl you haven't forgave your mother yet, and that's because your mom used to stay silent when your dad used to touch on you every time he did that crack pipe. You know you experienced a lot of trauma and abuse, but drugs is not gonna help you. You need to go to therapy now. I'm gonna let you know this today. Your husband is not stopping you from your actions because he lets you do drugs all day to numb you so he can max out your credit card. Yeah, you think I don't know? Them queens ninjas that you be excuse me, letting in your house every time you kick them out, be coming and spilling your tea in the hood. But I'm gonna be the realest person to ever tell you. You need to get help. You need to heal that trauma. You always coming at people every time you see them happy because you got so much trauma and pain that you want to put on others. Your fans are gonna gas you up while you literally lose your goddamn mind. And that's a fact with that last sentence. Well, it's not the last sentence, but with the last one I wrote. Your fans are definitely gonna, because if they was your real fans, they will pull you to the side. Well, not even pull you to the side. I guess they have to hit you up on social media. Because look, you like gaslighting your barbs just as much as they like gaslighting you. And they enjoying and living for all of this. And they go hard on trying to windmill against anybody that says anything that may be some slight or not the entire truth about y'all phase. And y'all are gassing her up. Y'all not helping her in no way. But y'all living for the drama and stuff that's all over social media when literally it is a cry for help. You don't have no friends, no family, just a man in your house that let you do drugs till you pass out so he could spend your money and buy the hood chains. I'm not throwing away my career and my endorsements going back and forth with words, with well, she said with words, with a possessed drug addict. I'll see you when I see you. And so yeah, when you said all this on October 1st, and here it is, October 15th, or well, October 14th, I think was when it came out. Don't this make you think like, how Cardi know your tea? Cardi's not the one that's run up your AMEX card. Cardi got her own money. She don't need Nicki money. All them endorsement deals and everything she got going on. Why the hell would she be maxing on her card? She know what's going on because, like she said, and you know, as somebody who grew up in the hood, ninjas talk. Trust and believe. They talk worse than bitches when it come down to stuff that be going on. So y'all be thinking women are worse with the guys? No, we're being the men. The so-called heterosexual men act gayer than the gays with the mouth and women with the gossip. I know because I be hanging around. So um I do feel like that, you know what? When see this is why I said you gotta be careful about what be going on in your situation, who you be letting in your inner circle. Cause yeah, when you treat people like ish, they're gonna run back to your ops and tell all your business. So how Cardi know? Now y'all can't sit and say somebody pulling things out their ass that ain't lying because Nicki posted it herself on social media. But speaking of social media, that ain't the only thing that she posted on social media. Last but certainly not least, she also announced this morning that she said, F y'all, I'm not even putting out that Pink Friday Part 5 or whatever the hell. You know she's gonna call it Pink Friday a damn again. Because she can't come up with no other title besides some goddamn Pink Friday. Just like every damn album Lil Wayne put out gotta be called The Freaking Carter. I'm like, can y'all come up with something original? And grow up, you damn near 45 talking about some damn pink. But anyway, so she posted this picture on social media and basically said that she ain't putting out an album. She said, okay, I'm not going to put out the album anymore. No more music. Hope you're happy now at SC. Is that supposed to be Sean Carter? Bye, Barb's. Love you for life. So you basically going to put this out here, blame Jay-Z, but I don't even think, wait, does Jay-Z have a hand? Like, you can't put out your own music? What does Jay-Z have to do with the fact that you can't put out your own album? Is it because of the label that you're under and he controls whatever the case is, so he's preventing you from putting out a record? It's funny how she keep throwing daggers at Jay-Z and Desiree and all these other people. None of them are clapping back. None of them have been responding. She basically out here, they got her out here looking like the crazy lady, just lashing out with all these accusations and saying all kinds of crazy stuff. And it just being left to, she being left to her own devices. And then they out here thinking, oh, she on that stuff, crashing out on social media again. So I do agree. Nikki, get some help with whatever's going on because I just don't understand how you went in. It kind of makes me wonder, was there ever an album done in the first place? Because you decided how conveniently you announced that you got a new album coming out in March, right after Cardi B released the record, which is something she tends to do a lot of whenever artists come out with something, then Nicki want to announce something herself. And then now, not even a month later, now you're talking about the album ain't coming out no more. You want to blame somebody else for your music not coming out. If you want the music to come out, you'll find a way to put it out. But so I'm calling BS on this. But the question remains with the last two albums that wasn't on Queen and the Pink Friday 2, whatever the hell it was called, those albums weren't that great. So, are people that hungry outside of her fan base for new Nicki Minaj music, especially when we have so much different variety of female artists that's giving the gays and the girls what they want? So I definitely want to hear from y'all. What do you guys think of this story regarding all the mess that's been going on with Nicki Minaj in the past? Can we say 48 hours? It feels like it might have been maybe a little less than that, but within the past couple of days, we'll say. So yeah, I definitely want to hear from y'all. Let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below.